Here we are again. It's Cannabis News, everybody. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's October 18th, 2019, the end of another week. Here at the Marijuana Times, find us at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab there to find the show. A lot of great articles there as well from many great writers. marijuanatimes.org, social media links there as well. Today we're talking about a possible Pete Sessions comeback. If that name sounds familiar to you, you probably know why. And if you don't know why, well, I'll tell you momentarily. Also, a marijuana producer is destroying 58 million, yes, tier $1 million worth of marijuana. And a Harvard professor is a liar. Talk about all of that coming up. First, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Grow safe and poison-free with NatureSide. Don't use banned pesticides in the state that you are growing in. Don't use harmful chemicals. Don't use any of that stuff. NatureSide is what you want. nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Go check them out. Thank you, NatureSide. You're awesome. This first story by yours truly at marijuanatimes.org. A possible Pete Sessions comeback off to a rocky start. If you don't remember, Pete Sessions was the House Rules Committee chairman who for many years was the bane of activists everywhere as he blocked amendment and bill and measure. Any kind of legislation that could have possibly made its way through the House of Representatives was blocked by one man, Pete Sessions. Well, of course, last November, you may remember, among other awesome things that happened, Pete Sessions lost his congressional seat. He just didn't lose his chairmanship. He lost his seat completely. He was sent home. It was awesome. We all rejoiced. Well, apparently, that's not enough for old Pete Sessions. Since he lost his district, he moved to where he grew up in Waco, Texas, and is going to run for Congress from that district, he recently announced. Now, a lot of people have a problem with this, including the guy who holds the seat currently, Bill Flores, who's a Republican from Texas and Waco. He's retiring, so his seat is going to be open. And he said, well, even though Pete Sessions grew up in Waco, he's been gone a very long time. He's kind of an older dude, so it's been, he's been away for decades. He's going to come back and try to get this seat when there are other qualified people who have lived here their entire lives, and maybe they should have a shot at the seat. So the local GOP is not exactly on board in Waco with Pete Sessions becoming a congressman again, which that's a real shame. I will get out my tiny violin for that. Even if he did overcome all that opposition and win, it's not like he would be restored to the House Rules chairmanship. First of all, the Republicans don't control that committee anymore because they don't control the House anymore. But also, there's no guarantee that he would be lofted back to his previous position of power. He would be a new incoming congressman. Well, anyway, if that's not enough, and apparently it's not, because Sessions was also possibly alluded to in an indictment of two associates of Rudolph Giuliani, who was President Trump's personal lawyer, a former New York City mayor, of course. They were charged with illegally funneling foreign money to American political candidates and campaigns. According to the indictment, someone named Congressman 1 allegedly received $20,000 in campaign contributions in return for his help in removing the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, who was particularly troublesome for the president, who, as you know, if you've been following the news, was trying to get Ukraine to dig up some dirt on Joe Biden, who he might face in next year's presidential election. And so now Pete Sessions, who's everybody, because Pete Sessions about the same time that this happened, got $20,000 in political contributions. Anyway, he's probably Congressman 1, as everybody seems to think. So now he's tied up in this Ukraine scandal of the president's, which just throws a whole nother wrench in the works of his campaign. And what's going to happen from here, I don't know. Pete Sessions said he will donate $20,000 to local charities in Texas when he found out that these guys were naughty people. He's going to give back the $20,000. Oh, man. I don't know. It couldn't happen to a better guy. The problem with Pete Sessions is particularly irksome because it's one thing to be against marijuana legalization, be one of 435 people in the House of Representatives voting against marijuana legalization or some sort of marijuana bill, but just to be one person blocking all legislation from being considered by all your other colleagues in the House of Representatives, that is a particularly garbage move. Let's put it that way. If I may be so bold to use such strong language, this next story is from Fox Business. Marijuana producer destroying $58 million worth of pot. That's right. I'll give you all a minute to recover. As we continue, the Canadian cannabis producer Cantrust Holdings will destroy $77 million Canadian, $58.2 million worth U.S. worth of product in an effort to regain regulatory compliance. Cantrust said it will destroy $12 million of Canadian in plants and $65 million of inventory that was not authorized by its license. The destruction process will allow the company to get back into accordance with its license. Cantrust is confident that its detailed remediation plan will not only address all of the compliance issues identified by Health Canada, but will also build a best-in-class compliance environment for the future, said interim CEO Robert Markovich in a press release. We have already made significant progress in these efforts. Our goal is to meet and exceed Health Canada's regulatory standard and to rebuild the trust and confidence of our primary regulator, investors, patients, and customers. For those who don't remember, Cantrust had its licenses to produce and sell marijuana suspended on September 17th after regulators discovered in late 2018 and early 2019 the company was illegally growing thousands of kilograms of product in unlicensed parts of its greenhouse in Pelham, Ontario. Discovered later that Cantrust also had skirted regulations at its plant in Vaughan, Ontario. So now, to remedy the situation, they were going to destroy a lot of marijuana. I know some of you out there, you smoke a lot of marijuana, you use a lot of marijuana, you have a pretty high tolerance for marijuana, but even you have to admit that $58 million worth of marijuana is a lot by anyone's standards. Even Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson, they would both nod to each other and agree. That is a lot of marijuana. This last story is from Tallahassee.com. Marijuana is not benign, Harvard expert tells Florida lawmakers amid recreational movement. Now see, right off the bat I have a problem with the title. Expert, Harvard expert. It implies that they are an expert in marijuana, which they are not. They're an expert apparently in psychiatric disorders. And they're a Harvard professor, but that does not make them an expert in marijuana, as the title implies. But we continue. Or start, rather. One of the nation's top experts on marijuana's effect on the teenage brain. See, that's not true. How is that true? Who says that's true? What quantifiable standard is that true measured against? I dare say the answer is none. Anyway, Bertha Madras, a Harvard professor and member of the Commission on Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis, said marijuana is not benign. It is not safe. It is addictive. People are misinformed about the potential dangers of marijuana that marijuana poses, such as its potential to increase early age onset of schizophrenia and psychosis, said Madras, a neurobiologist famed for her work on psychiatric disorders. So she's a Harvard professor. That's supposed to impress me, as if Harvard professors can't be liars, which I'm about to prove is indeed the case. They can be liars, but she's a psychiatric disorders expert. It does not make her an expert of marijuana's effect on the brain or anything having to do with marijuana. It's the most self-delusional drug of all, she said, quoting a colleague. People are not aware of what is happening to them as they use heavily, as they use more and more, as it erodes a sense of well-being. Most cannabis users would not identify with that at all, whether they've used for a year or 40 years. It is simply not the case. Is it the case for some people? Probably. Absolutely. But for most people, the vast majority of people, absolutely not. Now, here is we get into the lies, not omissions, not falsehoods, not, regular people could have, a disagreement about this. No, lies. While vast sums of money have been spent to persuade people marijuana is a safe medicine, there is no scientific research to support the claim, she told lawmakers. I'm going to let you all have a minute with that. There is no scientific research to support the claim that marijuana is a safe medicine. Holy crap. Holy crap. That is an out and out, bold-faced, italicized, underlined lie. You are a liar, Professor Madras. You are a liar. I don't care how many doctorates you have. I don't care. You lie, you lie. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter what you claim to be an expert in. You are a liar. There are thousands of studies They report on the efficacy and the safety of marijuana as a medicine. Maybe her point is it's not FDA approved. We've been through that. We've been through that ringer. The notion that a federal agency has a monopoly on what is medicine and what is not is crazy when the FDA approves drugs that kill tens of thousands of people every year and marijuana has never killed anybody. That attests to its safety as a medicine more than anything else. What other medicine in the world can you say has never killed a single human being? I'll wait. I'll wait to the end of time, you lying piece of garbage. Professor Madras of Harvard, you lying piece of crap. You are keeping access for medicine and things and something that will help people away from them. Just by your very existence, just by the fact that you open the sewer of lies that is your mouth. Continuing. Then the article goes through make illegal Florida and regulate Florida if you want a little background on what's going on in Florida as far as legalization. Voters will want to know where other House members said on the proposed constitutional amendments, Rodriguez said. So he invited Madras to brief them on the latest facts, in quotes, about pot. I think what she has presented should bring pause to anyone who has heard those facts, said Rodriguez. Well, she's not saying facts. She's a liar with degrees and a professorship sitting in front of a committee full of morons telling them lies and saying they're facts when they're not. There is so many studies about cannabis. Last I saw, there was like in the PubMed or whatever it is, where you look them up, like 29,000. 29,000 studies. Do all of those prove that marijuana is safe and effective? No. But do zero of them show that marijuana is safe and effective? I find that hard to believe. Just by sheer statistical odds. 0 out of over 29,000 show that marijuana is safe and effective. I find that hard to believe. I'm sorry. I'm a cynical person by nature. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Each of us is going to be asked by our constituents, Rodriguez said. Where we are on these amendments is important. We are equipped with facts. There's that word again. You repeat it over and over again. You think it's going to have some sort of effect. It's going to make the lies that this woman spewed to these people, these lawmakers, they're going to make them true by continuing to say that it's facts. Now they're going to share those facts with their constituents so they can tell them why they're taking the position they are on marijuana legalization. Harvard, if I haven't been clear, I'm going to be 100% clear. Harvard professor Bertha Madras, she's a member of the Commission of Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis. She is a liar. She lied to these lawmakers. She is impeding the health of human beings in this country. Sick human beings. People that could benefit from marijuana, which is one of the safest substances ever known to man. She's keeping access from people. She may be instrumental in keeping access from millions of people in Florida. She is a lying piece of garbage. Now she can sue me. Bring it. Bring it. Sue me. Prove there's no scientific evidence whatsoever that marijuana is a safe and effective medicine. Prove that. Prove that in the court of law. You can't. You said it. You're a liar. There you go. I don't know. I was reading this the other day, and it pardon my French, but it pissed me off. As the more I read about what this woman is saying. And they go, well, she's a Harvard professor. And so what? So what? Am I supposed to be impressed by that? That someone became a Harvard professor? Does that mean they're a marijuana expert? I don't think it does. Does it mean they're incapable of lying? Clearly not. I've made my case. This woman is a liar. A liar. See, I can repeat words too. But in my case, they're true. They don't ring hollow. You can't poke holes in the fact that she's a liar. Anyway, that's it for Cannabis News. That's it for the week. What a way to wrap up the week with the biggest rant of the week. Screw you, Bertha Madras. That's right. Thanks, everybody. Check out the show. Keep sharing, commenting, liking on the videos. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thank you for watching and listening today. Go have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week right here on Cannabis News.